up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good, people? What is up? What is they went from the 4th level of hell and sent us down to the 7th level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Woo, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all of this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitch was going to start. I thought Lil Bird was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitch was probably up in prison. Uncle Cliff, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. What he had on looked like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yala Van Zap's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup clumped everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. And you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. If you have my DMs, I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue, jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it too. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
I don't know why I be starting off muted, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm here, y'all. I'm late. It's not my fault I'm late, okay? It is not my fault. Blame really be. Anyway, I have a Johnny Pop here. We're ready to go. I hope you're having a terrific Tuesday. I am. But I hope that your Tuesday is going well. The dossier is not that packed. Partially because we have Red, Blue, and Black tonight with me and Cams at 8:30. So some of the big and more pressing news and politics we're going to discuss tonight on Red, Blue, and Black. So the dossier is comfortably, small today. But y'all know that's real scary. Whenever the dossier is light, we always go off on these tangents. We always end up going over. We'll see how this goes. Let me say hey to y'all while I be rude as hell and eat this damn Johnny Pop. Hey Trey CW, how you doing? You are first today. Mm-hmm. We got Demetria. Hey Demetria. Hey DPG. We got Diamond Pearl Jim here. Lock Queen. Hey boo. We got Ronald. Hey Ronald. Antonia is in the building. Looking beautiful. Jeannie is in the building. Hey, Catherine Powell. We got Catherine Powell here. Mm-hmm. And look at Janae now. Look at her. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uncle Jay, the people told you yesterday you are not allowed to change your avatar. So the people said you need to change your back and stop playing with them. I'm just telling you what the people said. They said you need to change your avatar back and stop playing with them. That's what they said. Hey, Miss Shorty B. Mm-hmm. We got tacos and tequila. Hey, Rosanda. Hey, Simera. Everybody filing on in. Hey, Precious. Angela. Montrez, what's good, boy? TJ. It's a bunch of different flavors. So each color is a different flavor. Hey, Symmetry. Therese, what's good? You got your lazy boy snacks, Demetria? Wasn't they good? mm. Hey, Sharice. Hey, Brandy. I'm not sure if you're new here, Brandy, or you're just coming out of the bushes for the first time. But hey to you. Y'all say hello to Brandy. Let her know. Let her feel welcome. Mm-hmm. Hey, give me shelter. What's going on, my love? Y'all hit the like button. Press share the video out. All of that good stuff. Y'all know YouTube don't do us no favors over here. So we have to work out our own soul salvation with fear and trembling. Hey, crazy homebody girl, how you doing today over down to the DMV? Mm-hmm. Y'all, the way I'm over here fucking up this popsicle, like it's the last one I'm gonna ever eat. Girl. Let me go ahead. Hey, MBN, what's going on, boo? So let me pull up the dossier. Since we say the dossier ain't that packed today, let me get it ready. What is going on over here? All right. All right. We are ready. The problem is whenever I grab a Johnny Pop, you cannot just eat just one. So I always end up grabbing two, just being greedy. So here we are with Johnny Pop number 2. All right. Are we ready? Y'all put a Shondo in the chat if y'all ready to get this party started. Hey, listen, we about to make it do what it do like only we can around here. Let me see if anybody else rolled up in here. Hey, lovely 31 Blueprint. How you doing, sweetheart? Mm-hmm. All right. So today in our Black Women's History Month spotlight, we are going to spotlight this beautiful we're going to spotlight an amazing beautiful Black queen. And today's Black Women's History Month, we spotlight this beautiful Black queen. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Charlotte E. Ray. Charlotte E. Ray. Charlotte E. Ray was the first Black woman attorney in the United States and the first woman to practice law in Washington, D.C. of any color. Ray was born on January 13th, 1850, in New York City to her mother, Charlotte Augusta Burroughs Ray, and her father, a prominent abolitionist, Charles Bennett Ray, who also served as pastor of the Bethesda Congregational Church and as editor of one of the first newspapers published by and for African Americans, The Colored American. Charlotte Ray attended one of the few schools in the country that educated African American girls, I should say. Myrtilla Miners Institution for the Education of Colored Youth in Washington, D.C., subsequently known as the Minor Normal School, is where she attended. She graduated in 1869. The same year, she began teaching at Howard University, just 2 years after the HBCU was established. While on the faculty at Howard University, she was accepted into the newly established Howard School of Law, where she attended classes in the evenings. She graduated with her Howard Law degree on February 27th, 1872, as its first woman graduate. Although women were not members of the bar of the District of Columbia, Ray took her bar exam as C.E. Ray, securing her admission to the bar without disclosing that she was a woman. As a result, she became the first female member of the District of Columbia Bar. In 1872, Charlotte Ray opened a law practice specializing in commercial law in Washington, D.C. One of her most recognized cases was her representation of Martha Gadley, an African American woman who petitioned for divorce from an abusive husband. Martha Gadley's petition was denied in 1875, but Ray agreed to take the case on appeal to the District of Columbia's Supreme Court. She successfully overturned the lower court's ruling by arguing that the husband's habitual drunkenness and extreme violence endangered his wife's life and entitled her to a divorce. Despite her success, Charlotte Ray was unable to obtain sufficient cases for representation, so she subsequently closed her practice in 1879 and returned to New York City to work as a teacher in the Brooklyn public school system. Ray was an active advocate for social justice. She attended the National Woman Suffrage Association's annual convention in New York City in 1876, and she joined the National Association of Colored Women in 1895. In 1897, she relocated to the Woodside neighborhood of Queens, New York, where she lived until her death on January 4th, 1911, at the age of 60. Her contributions to the practice of law continue well after her death. There are at least 2 annual awards given in her name: the annual Charlotte E. Ray Award from the Greater Washington Area chapter of the Women Lawyers Division of the National Bar Association, and the MCCA Charlotte E. Ray Award, presented to a woman lawyer for her exceptional achievements in the legal profession and extraordinary contribution to the advancement of women in the profession. And that is the story of the incomparable Charlotte E. Ray. I hope you learned something. Hey, Yana. Mm-hmm. Hey, Tanya Boo. Tanya, Demetria said she got her some Lazy Boy snacks and she said it did her right. That's what Demetria said. Hey, Brittany. Mm-hmm. What's going on, pretty? All right. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, gender-conforming members of our audience, y'all know what time it is. It's time for me to bring out Larry. Larry. Oh, Larry. We're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, gender-conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late, great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment. Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So long, well, I want to fight. Daddy gave, his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Where did I go? There I go. 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 All right. So, in our first sugar spiking story, y'all's girls Christy Nome is in the news. Now, if you don't know who she is, she's the former governor of, I believe, North Dakota, and she's now your Secretary of Homeland Security. She has said that she plans to, quote, eliminate, end of quote, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, better known as FEMA. And she said that during a televised cabinet meeting yesterday. While giving a status report on border security, she said, quote, and we're going to eliminate FEMA, end of quote. She did not elaborate, though. Of course, your president followed that up by saying, quote, that's great, great job, end of quote. Now, if you think she's just pulling this out of her ass, back in January, your president said, quote, I'll be signing an executive order to begin the process of fundamentally reforming and overhauling FEMA, or maybe getting rid of FEMA. I think FEMA is not good, end of quote. So, if you live in states like Florida, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, South Carolina, North Carolina, anywhere that's prone to hurricanes, you should know they're looking to eliminate FEMA. If you live in areas that have wildfires, like the West Coast, California, and Oregon and Washington, matter of fact, there are wildfires going on right now in North and South Carolina, you should know they're going to eliminate FEMA. If you live in Tornado Alley, up in the Midwest, I'm sorry, the breadbasket area of our country. You know, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Arkansas, you know, Nebraska, all of that area. Oh, you're when you have another tornado, you're looking for government assistance. Well, you voted for the guy who told you he was going to eliminate that. Now, mind you, this is all a part of Project 2025. This was all parts of Project 2025. So you should know that this was there. So if you are at the point where you're looking for or expect your federal government to give assistance to its citizens after a natural disaster, or you're looking for some type of help. Oh, no, no, no. This is the pull your own selves up by the bootstraps administration. Don't look for anything. Don't look for them to give you no Medicaid. Don't look for no Social Security. Don't look for no SNAP benefit. Don't look for shit. Pull your damn self up by the bootstraps and do it on your own. You on your own. Yo, you on your own, according to this government. Hey, Savon. Hey, Jay Parrish. I saw Jay Parrish come in earlier. I'm just saying, hey, Simera. Listen, they're eliminating FEMA. End of listen. I don't know how y'all believe that FEMA. Now, I don't know why it's such an issue that citizens pay taxes to the federal government, and when there's a natural disaster, I don't see the problem with them expecting same said federal government that trillions of dollars have been paid into to help those citizens get their life back in order after a natural disaster. But who the hell am I? I'm just saying. Hey, Jadiva Sanders, J Diva Sanders, excuse me. Hey, Ravine, I don't know what y'all want from me. These people are some of the worst and most detestable people this side of the ninth level of hell. They are. They are some of the worst people this side of heaven. I don't know what y'all expect from me. I just report the news. Hey, Universal Goddess. In more sugar spiky news, Canada uh, is issuing new travel guidance to its citizens as tensions between the US and Canada remain heightened over the recent tariff war. Canada has issued new travel guidance for Canadians visiting the US. It stipulates that Canadians staying for more than 30 days must register with the American government. Now, the requirement follows an executive order issued by President Donald Trump on his first day in office. It directed the Department of Homeland Security to ensure non citizens comply with the Immigration and Naturalization Act. Now, that law requires, quote, all aliens 14 years of age or older who were not registered and fingerprinted when applying for a U.S. visa and who remain in the U.S. in the United States for 30 days or longer to do so, end of quote. We're at all out war with our neighbors to the north and frankly those to the south. We basically on our own as a country. Nobody's going to want us in their country anymore. Nobody's going to want to come over here anymore. And some people are saying, well, good, I'm glad ain't nobody coming. But a lot of Americans like to go travel. I like to go travel. I like to take my damn visa and go get it stamped all over the place. And so now, because of these people and their fuck shit, it's going to make it harder for those of us with United States passports to get into some of these countries. I showed y'all a couple weeks ago. Mexico already showed y'all. Y'all gonna make it harder for my people. We're making it harder for your people. hmm I wonder if they're gonna start going through our phones like our government goes through the phones of people coming over from other countries. I just reported on that last week, how our government goes through people's personal cell phones. And if there's any messages or text messages or social media posts that disagree with the Trump administration, they immediately deny them entry into the country. I wonder if that's going to start happening to us when we get to other countries. I'm just saying. Hey, Katrina. Hey, Terica. You back from Turkey? I'm glad you made it back, Terica. Ain't too safe over there, honey. Did you have a good time? I'm still waiting for you to join the Discord group. I sent you the link, Terica. In more news, where's L Love when I need her? Shout out to L Love. I know she'll probably watch the replay. So we on Silly Saturday, not yesterday, but last week, Silly Saturday, we reported on this Supreme Court vacancy over in Wisconsin. Well, they have started early voting. I know L Love yesterday reported, told us that she'd be going to do some early voting. Well, you should know that the Elon Musk is very vested in this, and is starting to spend money. Now, they're reporting that during the first week of early voting ahead of this Supreme Court election for the Supreme Court vacancy, the number of people going out to vote is far exceeding levels from another high stakes election just 2 years ago. The latest signs, they say this is the latest sign of the intense interest in a contest that has obliterated spending records and drawn attention from President Donald Trump and his billionaire advisor Elon Musk. As of Tuesday, with just a week to go until the final day of voting, nearly 48% more early vote ballots have been cast compared with the same point 2 years ago, according to data from the Wisconsin Elections Commission. More than 345,000 voters had returned ballots either by mail or in person, compared with about 233,000 at this point 2 years ago during another race for a Supreme Court seat. The election will determine whether the court will remain 4-3 liberal control or flip to a conservative majority. One of the current liberal justices is retiring. This year's race has morphed into a proxy battle over the nation's politics, with Donald Trump and Elon Musk getting behind Brad Schimmel, the Republican-backed candidate, in a race that is officially nonpartisan. Now, we broke down the differences between Schimmel and Crawford. Crawford is Miss Crawford. I believe her first name is Susan, but Miss Crawford, she is the liberal that's running in this race, even though it is a nonpartisan race. But there has been a lot of money spent on this race. So as of right now, the total spending in this race has reached more than $81 million, including more than $17 million by groups funded by Elon Musk. And that was as of today. That's the most on record for any U.S. judicial race, breaking the $56 million spent on Wisconsin Supreme Court contest just 2 years ago. Now, Musk himself has given the Wisconsin Republican Party $3 million this year, which it can then forward to Schimmel's campaign or spend it on the race itself. Now, Susan Crawford, she has raised more than $25 million for the race up to this date, including $5.5 million from the state Democratic Party since early February. So her supporters include billionaire Democratic mega donor George Soros and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. We'll be watching and monitoring this race. There are, believe it or not, there are quite a few Black people in Wisconsin. One of our very own L. Love is there. And they're looking to this to kind of be a litmus test to gauge where the country is politically, to give them the first inclinations of where they think 2026 may go, because this will determine the balance of power within that Supreme Court. So if you get the bulk of, and this is a Midwest state, this is a state that went red this past 2024 election. So what strategists and pollsters and people watching are looking for is they're looking to see how this shifts off, how this shifts out and pans out, so that that can give them an early determination of what the country's appetite is politically right now, whether or not it's going to continue to be go right, or whether or not there is a shift against the Republicans. So we'll see how this turns out and go from there. But the Republicans are spending a lot of money because they want to give the sign, they want to give a sign to the electorate to say, oh, the country is still staunchly behind the mandate, and the country really is as red as it looked back in November. We'll be watching and monitoring the situation. In more news now, that's Paula White. Now, if you don't know who Paula White is, she, if you remember, during the 2020 presidency, when she went up there and started saying she was going to conjure up the spirits from Africa, and she started speaking, quote unquote, speaking in tongues and all of that foolery. Remember that? And if you don't remember her from there, you may remember she's a one of those mega preachers, you know what I'm saying? And she's, Donald Trump says he's the White House, she's the White House faith advisor. Well, she's grifting like her God King, Donald John, and she says for $1,000, she promises that you will receive, quote, 7 supernatural blessings, end of quote, if you pay her $1,000. She says, quote, God will assign an angel to you. He'll give you prosperity. He'll take sickness away from you. He will give you long life. Y'all want to, I can't make this up. I don't want y'all to believe that I make this shit up, okay? I'd rather for y'all to see this for yourself, okay? Hold on. I don't want y'all to take my word for it. I'd rather y'all see it for yourself. Hold on for a moment. Because some of this fuck shit, you have to see it to believe it. Some of this foolery. Hold on. Okay. So here's the video.
And I believe that when you honor God on Passover, starting on April 12th at sundown through Good Friday on the 18th and concluding on Easter Sunday, you can receive these 7 supernatural blessings for you and your house. According to Exodus 23, God will assign an angel to you. He'll be an enemy to your enemies. He'll give you prosperity. He'll take sickness away from you. He will give you long life. He'll bring increase in inheritance, and he'll give a special year of blessing. You're not doing this to get something, but you're doing it in honor to God, realizing what you can receive.
For your special Passover offering of $1,000 or more as the Holy Spirit leads, you will also receive the beautiful 10-inch Waterford Crystal Cross. Don't miss your moment to release 7 supernatural blessings and provision into your life.
And I believe that when you honor God on Passover,
Listen. Y'all have special places in hell for these people. There are special places on the 8th and 9th level of hell for people like this. I'm just telling y'all what I know. There are special places for playing with God like this. You remember, ma'am, what happened the last time you tried to conjure up the spirit of God and the spirits from Africa and how you got your boy fucked up. You're going to get your ass fucked up. I'm just telling you what I know. Y'all, you better stop playing with God. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. Ma'am, hey, Janae, ma'am, you better stop playing with God. And she said, $4,000. Listen, lovely 31 blueprint. My aunts and my grandmothers used to love Paula White. Loved Paula White. They loved a whole lot of pastors and preachers who come to find out are racist as hell. And I'm glad my grandmother went on to glory, so she don't have to see these people for who they are. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. So I'm glad my grandmother don't have to be here to see these people and all of their racist nature. And my grandmother is sitting in the bosom of Jesus Christ, kneeling at the feet of the Father. But this woman right here, there's a special place on the 8th and 9th level of hell for her. Ninth, I believe she'll be at the 9th. She'll be over there in the same wing of the 9th level of hell with Mitch McConnell and them. With John Hagee, all of that whole faction of them, all of them, her, John Hagee. It's a bunch of them. It's a bunch of them gonna be down there. Just a mess. A damn mess. Just a mess. Hey, V. Carter. It's a mess. Go to hell. In more sugar spiky news. Oh, we already had our last sugar spiky story of the day. Look at us. 3 teen girls are in custody after allegedly planning to kill their mother because she turned off the Wi-Fi in their Texas home. Harris County deputies, that's over there down to the Houston. Harris County deputies say the incident occurred in Houston overnight. On Sunday, the girls, ages 14, 15, and 16, reportedly grabbed kitchen knives and chased their mother through the house and into the street, attempting to stab her. Authorities say one of the teens struck the mother with a brick. Struck the mother with a brick. Their grandmother was also knocked down while trying to protect the mother. Despite the violent attack, neither woman sustained serious injuries. All 3 teens were arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. All have been booked in the Harris County Juvenile Facility. Let me help y'all understand something. Let me help y'all understand something. I grew up in a house full of boys, right? Me and my brothers. And can I help you understand that if at any given moment any one of us or all 3 of us simultaneously would have tried to attack my dear beloved grandmother, how many we would have each suffered 3 deaths. Like she would have took all 3 of us on simultaneously and whooped all our ass. We would have died 3 deaths. The first death would have come at her hands. The second death would have come at the hands of my grandfather. And the third death would have come at the hands of all of our aunts and uncles. 3 whole deaths. I'm just saying. A mess. A mess. A whole damn mess. Now, let me help you understand something. I wonder what. Well, let me ask this: what would y'all have done if y'all were in that mom's shoes? I'm just saying. Because where these when these kids get out of juvenile hall, as we like to call it in Miami, when they get out of juvenile hall or out of the juvie, aren't they going to try to put them back in this household with the mama? Because I will tell Child Protective Services right away, hey, y'all might as well go ahead and put them in the system. Because if they come here in my house, I'm gonna fuck them up. I'm just gonna fuck them up. Please understand, if you leave them at my house, I'm gonna fuck them up. I'm telling you now, I'm fucking their ass up. They tried to kill me, so I'm gonna return serve. Hey, Fran. Hey, Trey CC. Hey, L Love. We were just talking about you, L Love, because we were talking about the situation up there with y'all Supreme Court election and the early voting. I'm sure you'll watch the replay, but we did a whole segment on it, L Love. But listen, let me help you understand something. The way I would say, don't bring them back to my goddamn house. You can put them in foster care, put them in the system. I don't give a damn where you put them. But if they come in my house, I'm going to return serve. They tried to kill me. Please understand, I'm going to match their energy. It is what it is. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Right, they're your problem now. We ain't got nothing to do with it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Right. Wards is baby, don't bring them back here. No, they can't come back here. I don't know where they go. They cannot come back here. Ma'am, sir, I do not trust myself with them in my house because I'm gonna try to return something. They just tried to take my life. I am triggered. I have post-traumatic stress disorder. I am forever changed mentally. And now when I see them, I'm gonna fuck them up. I'm gonna fuck their ass up. I'm just telling you now. I'm gonna fuck their ass up. That's it. That's all. They came at me with knife. They hit the mama with a brick. They didn't just try to stab her to death. One of them hit the mama with a brick. Oh, girl. Oh, girl. 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 I know, Ella. We just did a whole 5 minutes on the whole. I did a whole 5 minute segment on it. Did. Listen. Listen. I don't get it. I'm just trying to, because I'll be like, where they going? Because they're not coming back here. Baby, y'all can come pick up their clothes. They can't come pick it up, but CPS or DCF or whatever y'all call it in Texas, y'all can come pick up their clothes. Just come pick it up. I'm just saying. Moving on. As we leave the the sugar spike segment and delve deeper into the dossier, I just told y'all yesterday that we would have more updates on this story. Didn't I tell y'all I was gonna have more updates on this story? Here we are. Here the fuck we are. Not that you say you saw your mom and your sister thumping. Listen, I wish. I wish. I wish. My mom's much bigger than my sister. The way my mama will fuck my sister up. And my mama will fuck her up and be crying at the same time. But she will fuck her up. I'm just telling you. My mom is much bigger than my sister. And my mama will fuck her up and be boohoo, snot bubbles crying while she's fucking her up. I'm just telling you what I know. Anyway, so now where the hell now look at here. Now look at who just decided to roll up in the class today. It's good to see you too, Paul. Now what trade you rolling up from underneath? Ciao. Hey, Paul. Now, where you coming from? Anyway, I told y'all we were not done hearing the details, the gory details of this story. So, for those who don't remember, that's Xavier Worthy, Kansas City Chief wide receiver, and his former fiance, Tia Jones. Now, you know they don't have the back and forth. If you don't know the backstory, baby, go watch one of the old videos. We ain't got the type of time to break that down today. We done just like the third or fourth story. Well, let me read this. It just keeps getting worse. Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy has recently become the center of a complex legal dispute involving his former fiancee, Tia Jones. The situation has garnered significant media attention, intertwining allegations of infidelity, domestic violence, and extortion. Xavier Worthy and Tia Jones began their relationship in late 2023 after meeting at a steakhouse in Austin, Texas. By the spring of 2024, they had entered into a romantic relationship, which progressed to an engagement announced in July of 2024. Tia Jones, an accomplished track and field athlete, and Worthy, a rising NFL star, appeared to be a prominent couple in the sports world. According to court documents filed by Worthy, he began noticing changes in Tia Jones's behavior during the fall of 2024. That's just last fall. Suspecting infidelity, he hired a private investigator who he claims provided evidence that his girlfriend, his fiance, Tia Jones was involved in an affair with a trainer during the Chiefs' pursuit of their third consecutive Super Bowl appearance. Upon discovering the alleged affair, Xavier states that he repeatedly asked Tia to leave his residence in Texas. He offered to assist her in finding a nearby apartment to facilitate an amicable separation. Despite these efforts, Tia Jones allegedly refused to vacate the premises, leading to escalating tensions between the two. The situation reached a climax on March 7th of this year, I should say, where Worthy alleges that during a dispute over their relationship at dinner, Tia damaged his property, including breaking a $3,000 Rolls Royce key fob and destroying items in his gaming room, which we talked about yesterday, valued at $3,000. Fearing for his safety and concerned that Tia might access firearms in the home, Xavier admits to physically restraining her. He claims that in response, she assaulted him by scratching his face and pulling out sections of his hair. We saw the pulled out dreads yesterday. Following this altercation, he was arrested on charges of assault involving a family member by impeding breathing or circulation. However, the Williamson County District Attorney declined to pursue charges after further investigation, citing insufficient evidence and inconsistencies in the complainant's account. Xavier claims that Tia stole $300,000 worth of jewelry and cash while he was in jail. In response to all of this, he has filed a lawsuit against her, accusing her of abuse, extortion, and property destruction exceeding $150,000. He seeks damages ranging from $250,000 to $1 million. He asserts that she fabricated domestic violence claims to extort assets, including a home, money, and vehicles. Conversely, she has maintained that she is the victim in this situation. She obtained a protective order against him, alleging multiple instances of violence throughout their relationship. Now, the new part that we got to this is the fact that he hired a private investigator to go and investigate her. Hey, Tarshell. Hey, Miss Baythang. Now, I have a question, y'all. Here's my question. My question is this. Is it not chronicled in the annals of time that when these professional athletes be out here on these playoff runs, when they be out here on the road, traveling all across the country for these games, is it not known that these athletes are out there dipping spoons into sugar bowls all up and down these streets? Is that not a known thing? I'm just saying it sounds like what's good for the goose is not necessarily good for the gander. So you found out that while you was out there in the playoffs, mama girl said, boo, you out there doing what you do, baby, I'm out here doing what I do. And had to get hers. And you found out and got mad. Right, without spoon covers, DPG. Exactly, Fran. You did all of this private investigating, sir. Nevertheless, y'all still together. Y'all still claiming to be engaged. Before this, he was arrested Saturday before last, or Friday before last, I should say. Y'all was still professing to be engaged. If she has this history of abusing you, has this history of extorting you, according to you, now according to what you said in the complaint, according to what you said that she fabricated domestic violence claims to extort assets, including home money and vehicles. You also accused her of abuse, extortion, and property destruction. Now, the playoffs, y'all were in the Super Bowl in February, right? Super Bowl ended February. If you're saying that she was cheating during the playoff run, the playoffs started in January. The Super Bowl was in February. So we're talking about you had enough time to get her out of there. And if she didn't want to get out of there, then you should have filed a restraining order. You should have called if she was that abusive, you should have called the police and said, listen, I fear for my safety and hers. Can I have her leave my house? The police probably would have asked you, well, whose name is the house in? You would have said it's in mine. I do not mind paying for her to have her own, helping her get her own place, but I need her out of my house. Something just don't seem right, because this money that you spend on the private investigator, you got money. That's not a problem. I'm figuring that you should have used some of this money to help her get out of your house. They can't pinky tiki. They can't. I don't know, honey. I don't know. Xavier, listen. I don't know what to tell you, sir. We got to move on, though. I'm sure this is not the last we're going to hear about this, apparently. For those of you all who are fans of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Garcelle Beauvais, one of our Haitian queens, she is says she's saying goodbye to the show. She says she wants to focus on her family and dive into some new projects, and that's according to TMZ. I translate this as I'm sick of these racist ass chicks on this show. I don't have this type of time. I don't have the type of time for these racist chicks on this show. So let me go ahead and get out of here before I do something or say something I can't come back for, because I hate to fuck one of these. I hate to fuck one of these heifers up. I feel like that's what she's saying here. But she said she ain't She's saying goodbye to the show. She said that's it, that's all. Now she went live on IG. And had a message on IG, reflecting on the amazing times and tough moments over the past 5 seasons. But she says she wants to be all in for her twins, Jade and Jax. They're seniors in high school, or about to be seniors in high school, or something like that. So she's trying to focus on her kids. Okay. Okay. I'm just saying. I haven't watched an episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills in so many years. I'm sure Really B will have a full breakdown of this. I'm sure she is going to cover this cover to cover and make sure that all parts are unpacked. This is just not my beat. Baby, you going on? Okay. Okay. Great. Beautiful. Moving on. So, in more Diddy news, a federal judge has thrown out 5 of the 9 claims filed against Sean Combs in the $30 million civil lawsuit brought by producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones, while also issuing a sharp warning to Jones's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, over his courtroom conduct. The order issued by Judge J. Paul Oetken of the U.S. District Court of the Southern District of New York dismissed claims including RICO, breach of contract, negligent infliction of emotional distress, and 2 separate counts of intentional infliction of emotional distress. The court also tossed a trafficking claim against Combs Global, one of the business entities named in the lawsuit. In the ruling, the judge criticized uh, um, Rodney Jones's attempt to frame the allegations as a racketeering case, writing that he had failed to properly argue the point and noting, quote, Jones fails to address any of these arguments in his opposition brief, and while the court prefers to decide issues on the merits, it should not be necessary to root around a 402 paragraph complaint to contrive novel arguments on Jones's behalf. End of quote. The judge also added, quote, Jones's effort to convert a garden variety breach of contract case into a RICO suit therefore fails. End of quote. The court also took the unusual step of calling out Tyrone Blackburn by name in a section titled, quote, warning to counsel, end of quote. The judge slammed Tyrone Blackburn's filing as, quote, replete with inaccurate statements of law, conclusory accusations, and inappropriate ad hominem attacks on opposing counsel, end of quote. He said one of Tyrone Blackburn's legal claims was, quote, not just disturbing, but shocking, end of quote. While the judge did allow several claims to proceed, he clarified that no evidentiary findings have been made and emphasized that the low standard required at this early stage. Listen, we stopped believing Lil Rod when y'all had I believe that was Hot Rod. I think it was a video of Hot Rod having sex in a video, saying that it was Stevie J. Remember that? Remember he did a screenshot of a video of Hot Rod, not Hot Rod, Knockout, not Hot Rod, Knockout. It was a video of Knockout. And tried to say that Knockout was Stevie J, was Stevie. Remember that? And there was a screenshot in the briefings and stuff like that. And Knockout had to come out and say, yeah, bro, that's me. That ain't Stevie. Now, Stevie is about a lot of things. And both Stevie and Knockout got big meat. Both of them got big meat. They got the same skin complexion, but they don't really look alike. Not to me. But so Rodney or Lil Rod or whatever the hell your name is, we stopped believing you then. We really stopped believing you then. We wanted no parts of you after that. So the fact that the judge has had to come clear the building and the judge had to come clear it out and say, I ain't got time for this fuck shit. Let me translate for the judge. Bitch, you lying. I ain't got time for this fuck shit. Get the fuck out my court with this fuck shit. Tyrone Blackburn, you getting a real bad reputation. The people every time you like what his name that's with the Diddy case. Y'all know who I'm talking about, the white man. Tyrone Blackburn, you about as bad as Tony Busby. That's what I'm thinking about. Tony Busby. You about as bad as him. So you might want to tread lightly before he throw all of this out. I can promise you right now, Lil Rod, you won't be getting $30 million. I can promise you that right now. You won't see. I wonder if you're going to see $3, much less $30 million. And then you're going to have to pay Tyrone Blackburn for all of his illegal services. So you're going to end up in the red. Girl. A mess. We're moving on. I'm not one to cover YouTube beefs and controversies and dramas. That's just not my thing. I don't really get into it. But the people have been talking about it. I felt like, it was a light day in the dossier. So I thought I would bring it out. So Funky, I'll be honest with y'all. Those who've been following me know I do the best I can not to cover Funky. I do the best I can not to discuss issues involving Funky. And I've gone over why I don't. But this is, I guess, has become a whole moment. I'm not playing the whole, it's a 9-minute video. I'm only going to play the half that has Tasha K. I'm not dealing with the half with Michelle A.T. Elliott. I ain't got that type of time. But let's discuss. I may even drop the link since we got a few minutes. If you want to discuss it as well. Here's the video.
Don't address other YouTubers and bloggers and all that. Tasha K, you another one. You another one. I've tried to keep my peace with you, okay? But Tasha K, I want you to know this, and you can put this on record, okay? You can put this on record. The next time I publicly see you, I am going to walk up to you, and I'm going to slap the shit out of you, and then I'm already just throw my setup and be ready to fight your husband. And the sad part about it is, I actually like your husband a lot. I have no problems with your husband. You, on the other hand, Tasha, you the same raggedy bitch that every time you see me in public, it never fails. Every time you see me in public, you run up in my face trying to be my friend. The last time it was at Spoons Them wedding. Back up before that, it was at Spoons Them dinner. I walked in, Tasha K and her husband was sitting at one end of the table. I went and sat down at the other end of the table. I said hello to everyone, including Tasha and her husband. I went and sat at the other end of the table. We get to the end of the dinner. Here come this bitch bringing a chair down from the other end of the table. She gonna come put a chair next to me talking about so funky, trying to talk to me. And I said to her, Tasha, I don't want to talk to you. I'm not interested in being friends with you. Tasha's response was, Funky Dineva, how can you say that? You don't know me on a personal level. And I said to her, and you've done enough for me to not want to know you on a personal level. I don't want to be your friend. And you sat at the end of that table all but begging me to try to be your friend. We let that ride. I told you, Tasha, I don't want nothing to do with you. Whenever I see you, though, we'll speak and it's cool. Industry courtesy. ran into you at Spoon's wedding. She was the MC and the person with the mic, interviewing the people, asking them what they had on. I can coexist with anybody. I got out the car. I saw that her ass was MCing it. I rolled my eyes. I put my big boy panties on and I said, let me go do the interview. I did it. She did the whole, what are you wearing thing? I played nice in the sandbox. We get ready to leave the party. I'm leaving. Me, Carlos King, and his friend drove. We leaving the party. I'm sitting in the car waiting on Carlos. Tasha come walk her ass up to the car, want to hug me, talking about, even though you don't fuck with me, I'm going to keep hugging you and I'm going to keep trying until you be my friend. She said, I'm going to keep trying or something she said. These bitches will see you in person and want to be your friend and smile up in your goddamn face. But then they always, Tasha, you somebody who sat in my face and let it be known you want to try to be cool. I'm the one who told you I'm not interested in being friends with you. Then what you do? You go on Instagram, you take a picture of the little post I put up yesterday. I text Tasha personally. I texted her on the side and I put, why don't you take this down? I don't bother nobody. I stay in my corner. How about you stay in yours? Something to that effect. She read it but didn't respond. But then went back on the post and gonna try to read the baseboard. Bitch, my house just got cleaned by my MF and housekeeper. Y'all seen James did it. My bathroom is distressed wood and chiplac. Okay? So that discoloration that you seeing, that is the natural color of the wood. She'll go on her post my baseboards. That's the shit y'all do. You don't have to like me. Okay? You don't have to like me. But y'all cannot say, what do I always say? I don't discuss other YouTubers. I don't discuss other bloggers. I don't bother nobody. I don't bother Michelle Brown. I don't bother Tasha K. I don't like this. When I wake up tomorrow and all the blogs say, Funky Dineva and Tasha, but Tasha, I'm here to let you know the next time I see you, and you might as well go ahead and get the temporary restraining order, because that's y'all some more go to court ass bitches. The next time I see you, I am going to slap the shit out of you for playing with me. So don't even fix yourself to try to speak, to try to be polite. I'ma slap you, and then I'ma stand back and look at your fuck ass husband. And I don't want nobody to be like, he bullying her and that's a woman, because I'm calling your husband ass to the motherfucking carpet too. I want to whoop his ass because of you. You and your husband to this day, y'all could give me a Quick Trip address and I'll roll up to the Quick Trip and whoop his ass on the strength of you. I want to fight your husband on the strength of you. And that's just where I'm at with it. At 41 years old, I'm tired of y'all bitches bothering me. I don't bother nobody on this internet. I come, do my stories, I check out, and I go home. Y'all jealous bitches sit up and bother me. Tasha K, we been good since Spoon's wedding. Somehow or another, you got a wild hair up your ass and decided, let me pick shit with Funky Dineva. And why? When people can't access you physically, they will try to access your emotions. And what's the point of all of it? Both of y'all bitches feel like I've passed both of y'all by way too far. I've gotten too high. So what do you want to do?
I'm tired. Just watch it. That was exhausting. I dropped the link if anybody wanted to come speak on it. But first of all, sir, what you can't do is sit up here and lie. Say I don't bother nobody. Your whole fucking platform is built off of bothering people. Your whole platform is built off of you talking about any and everybody, dog walking and dragging everybody. So you, sir, are a goddamn lie if you start by saying, I don't bother nobody. And the other thing is, you cannot take what you're giving out. Now, let's be clear. Tasha K is vile. You are equally as vile. Don't try to make it like you clean and your hands are clean. You the good one and she the bad one. Baby, you're equally as vile. And so now, I think, and it's okay. There's a place for that. There is an audience for people who love when people drag other people. Beautiful. Great. That is where you are, sir. That's the lane that you created for yourself. You cannot, at this point, decide you're going to detach yourself from that lane. You cannot have it that way, sir. And then What you certainly cannot do is decide that because you don't like what somebody said about you or how they mention you, that now you got to turn physical. Because I can promise you, there's probably, if that was the case for everybody, there would be a long list of people that would be ready to physically attack you. And you would feel like, why are these people attacking me? Why are they? You would want everybody to raise a banner and raise a flag to say, oh my God, why did they attack this black gay man who ain't did nothing to them? But you are openly, as vile as Tasha K is, and the woman is vile. Tasha K is not out here physically assaulting you. And for me, until we're at the point where this woman is physically assaulting you, because you can't take a read because she talked about you, now you want to physically assault her. Even if you say, I don't like being around her or da 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 da, that's okay. You already said we gonna end up being in the same spots, because we are both in the industry. Beautiful. But all of this, oh, when I see you, I'm a girl, what the fuck? And this is, and I don't care what nobody says. And you knew it was going to go here. See, this is the problem. Funky always takes it too far, just like he did with that situation with what was it, Haley, one of the little twins, Haley or Chloe. I think he called her ugly or something like that. In this case, as vile as Tasha K is, there's no alternate universe or reality where you, as a, like you said, a public figure making thousands and thousands of dollars, and you are now a public figure, you have marketing and all kinds of stuff surrounding you, where you are a man saying that you are going to physically attack this woman simply because she's said bad things about you, when you say bad things about how many other people. You literally have come on the screen and said, oh, I'm going to slap the shit out of you and I want you to give me a place. Wait, to meet up? Bitch, what are we talking about? What you cannot have, sir, you cannot in one breath say, I'm going to want to make all of this money. I'm going to want to be my own brand. I'm going to want to do all of this marketing. I'm going to want to be the famous, great, funky Dineva. And then in the next breath be saying, oh, meet me down to the Quick Trip gas station so we can fight and I can fight your husband. What? Because I'm going to be real with you. And you from Miami like I am, Funky. You show up at that Quick Trip, I guarantee you trying to fight, and bitch, you might get blown off the earth. Because see, that's how people roll for where we come from. Now, we're from the same area. You don't invite people to come meet you up at the Quick Trip because you're going over there to fight, and a bitch will blow you off the earth and keep it moving. Talk about you want to roll up and just fight all over because somebody said something about you. And I'm not saying, I've always believed this, okay? I've always believed this, and this is something I was taught as a child. My grandmother used to always say, there is no time that somebody should verbally say something that makes you, that requires you to have to put your hands on them. And she said that it don't matter if it's a white person who calls you the N-word or says racial things, that don't mean you put your hands on them. Now, if they put their hands on you first, baby, you wear their ass out. But if they are just verbally going back and forth with you, what you need, and you feel like you were that assaulted or you're that, bothered, then you need to go back home and do your homework and be able to come back at them verbally in a manner to which now they are more bothered than you are. Because intellectually, they've already gotten under your skin. Like, this is way out of order. Way the fuck out of order. Hey, little baby, you ready? Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, I'm just gonna hop on real quick. I'm going to agree with your sentiments. We had this discussion previously back with that Haley Bailey situation. Um, Halle Bailey, whatever. Anyway, um, Dineva has an issue with boundaries. It is a boundary issue, and he is going to continue to repeat this situation until he learns how to manage his boundaries. This all goes back to that. He had that same diarrhea of the mouth moment. What did we talk about before with Chloe? Okay, it was okay that you touched on her being her public image and her music and everything just not correlating and it just not working. But you took it too far when you started calling the girl ugly. It's the same thing here. Nobody is talking about or really damning him for what he had to say about Michelle and Tasha. Everyone is talking about the public threat. And you can't sit here and say that you're smarter than this individual and you not understanding the type of dirty motherfucker that you playing with. Because Tasha is the type to take that clip to the authorities, get whatever paperwork and whatever orders enforced, and then go out her way, because just because you get a restraining order against someone else, that is for them to stay away from you. That does not mean that you stay away from them. It don't work two ways like that. So she's the type to go out of her way to put herself in a situation near him and get him locked up and perpetuate another narrative of, oh yeah, he's stalking me. And again, that goes to hurt his brand. It ain't hurting hers because she ain't got nothing to lose. She already lost everything. She already over $1 million in debt.
The other
It's
part
him with
about it
everything he
is,
lose.
and like I said, Tasha K is vile.
Oh,
But that
absolutely.
notwithstanding, if this is a woman and you got a man openly threatening you on a
Absolutely.
platform that could possibly reach millions of people,
Yeah.
what else do you expect someone to do? You openly on a platform that is one of the larger platforms that they have here are openly threatening to physically accost her. What do you
Yeah.
want her to do?
It was not a smart move. He should have just kept it as a straight cussing out, a straight read, a straight vile gutter read, and just moved on. Because again, she ain't got nothing to lose.
And
He
let's be
does.
clear.
There are still doors that are open for him. People still want to work with him. He's not yet a social pariah, unlike her and Michelle. People still want to work with him. He still gets called to host events. He still gets called to do TV shows. He still gets called to do movies. No one is doing that with him, with her, with both of those two. So honestly, he really shouldn't have addressed them. And I get it. They've been poking at him all this time. But listen, you
That
still
comes
should
with
have
the
just ignored
territory.
them.
You asked for this.
Still should have ignored them. Because they have nothing to lose. It's him who's in the position with everything to lose. And then him in the position with the possibility of being like him and being regulated to just a small group of people who only want to deal with him. And
And let's be
eventually,
clear. We from the same area, all of the same college, all of that stuff. Real girls do real things. A bitch ain't go where we're from. We're not giving you no warning. If it's on site, there's no warning. What that means is, soon as I see them, baby, because I don't even want you to, if it's like that, we don't get no warning. It's not, oh, girl, when I see you, real girls do real things. If it was really like that, and you really was a fighter like that, girl, we first of all would already know that. Now, those of us that could go way back know that you're not about that life like that. Let's just be clear. Let's just call it what it is.
I think he's admitting he's really not about that life, which is why he has the tongue that he has. He even said, listen, I'm not the one to like really wrestle with you physically. That's why I cut you with my tongue.
My thing about it is, so that's why and everybody that starts off, even as much as I can't stand her, Wendy Williams used to be vile. She still was was vile, but when she got on the television and got a larger, started to get a much larger platform, she really had to tone down some of that
Oh,
stuff. Some of that stuff
absolutely.
you can't
Absolutely.
say. And what you definitely wouldn't do, what you definitely got to do, not going to do is you're not physically threatening somebody. That's just way beyond the
And
pale.
and again, that
Way
goes back
beyond the pale.
to boundaries and his issues with boundaries and he not wanting to um get responsibility and control over boundaries. He has a lot of issues with boundaries just all throughout his life in little areas. Certain things he may ex- interpret as him being um open and free and accepting, but really it's a boundary issue that he has not installed. And this is one of those. This was definitely a moment where he allowed his emotions to take control. Because even in that whole rant, that whole 20 something minute rant, he was even saying, I'm dumb for even doing this. You should have stopped, but he did not want to stop. That is a boundary issue. You know, you are the one in the position with everything to lose, and these two are the only one who got something to gain. Why did you allow them to continue to go off on that? And again, it's the boundaries. It's the boundaries. He was
I
emotional.
When we
I
look
get
at it,
it,
it
but
sounds like you did all of this on some goddamn dirty baseboard. Like, really? That's right. I don't know the back history of it. If it was something else, I'm going off of what I'm seeing here. Like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't watch these people. I do not watch him. I do not watch her at all.
I
Avoid
don't
them like the plague.
I will say this, I'm not someone I don't watch Funky every single night he does his live shows. I pick and choose. I do follow him on IG, so I see what he was talking about, like the photo. I remember that photo is no longer on his page. And I remember when that photo was posted, and I even remember saying to myself, we should not have saw that again going to you got issues with boundaries. We should not have been the group chat did not need to see you on the toilet. That is how Tasha got that picture. He took a picture of himself. Granted, we did not have a full body shot, but it was a photo of his legs, his shorts and underwears down to his ankle. So Tasha took that photo and zoomed in on his baseboards. But honestly, like you said, that Tasha reposting that and focusing in on his baseboards, like you said,
It's not enough for you to
shouldn't
be
have
talking
gotten
about
him.
physically. Here's the
Yeah,
other
it
part.
shouldn't have taken him to that level. But
Here's
again,
here's the other
had we
part that
not,
I don't think that he's realizing. You just threatened this woman's husband. First of all, you threatened not only his wife, but you even threatened him. If that man says anytime, because I don't think he said anything yet. If that man every time he see you
oh,
decide to
he never
fuck you
says
up,
nothing.
you've invited that man to literally come fuck you up. Even if you never said anything about him, you have said that you will physically assault his wife. What do you think a husband is gonna do if you say, "When I see your wife, I'm gonna fuck her up"? Then what you're not paying attention to is there are still a lot of fans of Tasha K. Some of
Yeah,
these people are not wrapped tightly.
they're not.
Some of these people are not wrapped tightly. And
They're
who's
not.
to say you over here, Tasha K ain't nowhere around here. But some of these people may go out of their way. Oh, you gonna fuck up my girl? Let me fuck you up. Uh, um, Ahead of time. Some of these people are just not wrapped. You got to think about these kinds of things.
And can I also say this? He already knows he has the stigma of hating black women on him. That's what hurts him even more because he already knows Stank Brown and this dummy already run with that narrative about the LGBTQ and their disdain for black women and women in general. They already perpetuate that narrative. He already knew that this woman has been baiting him. Why did he allow his emotions to get baited? I for the life of me, I don't understand that. I
The other
don't
part
get it.
about it is you went on and on talk about I'm 41 years old. I'm 41 years old. Sir, then you need to act like you're 41 years old. and you need to behave in a manner to where you done been in this game and in this industry long enough to where you're not having to do all of this. Like this
Exactly.
was not
Thi-
smart.
It was
This was
it was
not
not
smart at all.
smart. It was very not smart. It was not beneath him. Again, he's the one who still has doors open for people to want to do TV shows with him, for to want to do book deals with him, to want to do movies with him. People still are calling him to host events. No one's calling Michelle Brown to do anything in Atlanta. As long as Michelle has been in Atlanta, no one's calling her to do hosting on the radio for an event, for anything. She's a social pariah. No one likes that lady. The same with Tasha. No one wants to hitch their brand to her. She has pretty much created her own glass ceiling with that Cardi B lawsuit. What sponsor wants to tack their brand to hers knowing she's a liar and a proven liar in court to the tune of $1.5 million? This is everything for him to lose.
Hey, Liz, go. I'll say like this. That clip of you saying that you would physically assault a woman is something that could be a career crasher for you.
Oh, absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
literally
Because no
that's
one's
something
gonna
that
try
is
to
a
dig,
career
or
crasher.
no one's gonna try to dig. And matter of fact, a lot of people don't even care about the origins of any of this. All they see is a man threatening a woman on air. That is not a good look for anyone's brand. Anyone to want to attach their brand to his. A live threat, and again, the video is still up, his channel is still up. That is echoing and playing out. That right there is damning enough for people to like, okay, we're not wanting to deal, we don't want to deal with him. We're not going to pull the trigger. We're pulling this contract off the table. You have this issue with da 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 da. We're pulling this off. And this goes over to Maddie and what a lot of people have been telling her. Stop being baited by Tasha. Tasha sees you are doing things that she wishes that she could do and she cannot do. She continuously baits you. And what she does when you respond, this quote unquote man is attacking this black woman.
A statement like this, Angela, goes back to this is all you know what, when people make statements like this, you can't make somebody upset and tell them how mad they can respond. You're right. However, your response has consequences and repercussions. Absolutely. We cannot tell you how far to go. I can't tell you if you slap my wrist that you can't take a 2x4 and take my head off. But guess what? Me slapping your wrist may be one thing, but you taking a 2x4 to my head might land you in jail for several years.
And can I also say this? I don't necessarily disagree with his sentiments. I just disagree with the avenue he chooses to share them.
I'm
It
like
shouldn't
this.
have been on
First of
camera.
all,
It shouldn't have been on camera.
if you want to dog walk Tasha K, baby, go ahead and dog walk her from now until Jesus comes. That's what you've been doing all this time. So
Yeah,
that ain't
I
nothing
don't really
new.
care about
I
that.
don't really care about that. But if you once you get to the point where you're like, oh, I'm going, when I see you, it's like that shit is juvenile.
And then you
Oh,
did it
when
on
I
camera.
see you, it's on site. Who's to say you gonna see her first? How you
And
know
then
she
you
might
did it
not
on
see you
camera.
first, or her husband may not see you first, and now it's open season for them to fuck you up.
He should have not done it on camera. On camera was the mistake.
I don't think he should have did it at all, because even if it would have been like a text or a DM, you know what Tasha K would have did. That's all she needs. You
I
were
think he
baited.
just should have stayed some kitchen table talk. You around your friends at the bar and you say some shit like that.
Exactly. Or like I said, real girls do real things. Baby, if you about that on-site life, real girls ain't gonna tell you, oh, when I see you, it's on-site. Baby, I don't need you to know none of that. I know it's on-site. And when I see you, I'm gonna fuck you up. And then afterwards, when you're rising in pain on the ground, it's gonna be it was on site. She ain't know it, but it was on site when I saw that bitch, and I needed to fuck up. There you go. But that's still not that notwithstanding, that's between you and another man. That ain't never between you and this woman, that's never gonna be okay. Not unless she hit you first. Now, if she hit you first, then baby, I don't know what to tell you. You go ahead and do what you got to do. But you just can't, and because for brand, I mean, technically, you violated. She could flag your channel.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
She could
honestly,
flag your channel.
hit that video is still up and the channel is still up. That is something that would get normally people's channels taken down. That's why this whole thing is like shocking me.
Yeah, Tasha don't give a damn. Tasha is doing what and Tasha, her name.
This is what Tasha wanted.
It makes her money. You fell for the bait.
If you pay attention to Tasha, you can tell when the news cycle is slow because she pulls the same tricks with the same people. She goes out and pulls out the same old stories and she runs them into the ground. It's really cyclical. Every time there's a slow news portion, she goes digs up some stuff with Madison and picks at Madison trying to provoke a response. She does this all the time. This is why you have to continuously pay her dust. She's not going to stop. This is what she wants. She has nothing else to do. Thank you, Tracy. He fell for the banana in the tailpipe. Why? Why would you do that?
You too old, like you say. You 41 years old. You too old for this, sir. You too fucking old for this.
And he's admitted he's smart and he's educated and he's always talking about elevating, leveling up. He understands the importance of brand awareness and how certain people will only want to work with him if he presents a certain way. So, sir, why would you get on a public platform and do that?
Like that's
exactly tacos and tequila. That alien chick has a very small amount of subjects she talks about herself. And honestly, I don't even know why Nene still mess with her, if I'm going to be quite honest, because no one likes that lady. I know people who know her and they don't like her. She is not pleasant.
Now that is the part, Liz Go, that is here's a couple things. Here's why he feels I can do this and not miss a beat. Because guess what? He knows is going to happen. People may be offended, but they're going to continue to watch. People may be offended. And like you said, little baby, you did all of this threatening. You physically threatened this woman's with violence, and your channel's still up. So why would there be any pressure or any impetus on him to stop doing this? Matter of fact, the people who like Funky Dineva, they like this kind of stuff.
Just like the people who like Tasha like this kind of stuff.
They like that kind of stuff.
The people who like Michelle, they like that kind of stuff. It's always going to be people attracted to that. What I feel, YouTube is full of quote unquote laymen, if you will. So I think those people will stay. It's what we don't see. And again, it's the opportunities that were once on the table for him to level up his brand and take it further that get taken off the table. So maybe there was a network looking at him to do a spot on a television show,
or you just lost
their own television show. And now, since he's done this, they're like, okay, we won't go with this guy. We're going to find someone else.
Right. Baby, you got down off your chariot to throw tomatoes?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
That sums it up, Janae. That sums it up.
Yes. Again, you're the one who's winning. Because even, for instance, Michelle is mad in the end because through all of her deeds of exposing everything that transpired within the last few months of their relationship, his career did not tank. His followers did not wane. As a matter of fact, not only did his career not tank, it continued to grow and evolve. He continued to gain more followers. And she's been pissed about that. So every time he gets a new opportunity to elevate and grow his brand, guess where she comes from? Remember Junkie Dineva? Remember my apartment? Remember this? Remember this? Sir, you won. You won. And you know you won. Don't address her anymore. Listen, every time Tasha, if that was me, every time Tasha wanna bring me up, I'm gonna bring out this settlement, and I'm gonna break down this payment system and why eventually this bitch is gonna start scrambling, because ain't no way in hell she gonna come up with $1.5 million in a year.
Just a mess.
And we're gonna slowly watch this bitch spiral because no one wants to touch her. She's regulated to just YouTube checks and traveling around the countries doing live shows. And again, because times are hard and people are eventually going to start becoming recluse because they don't have money like that, and that shit start to dry up, we're going to watch this hoe start to scramble even harder to come up with that settlement in that time frame. That's a read in itself. This whole life falling apart before our very eyes. I wouldn't even address her like that.
Listen, this situation, I have myself addressed you whores too long. I had a little bit of time in the dossier. Really, B says she started to 7 o'clock, so I had a couple extra minutes. But I don't watch either one of these people. I don't care for either one of these two. So they both, they both have a wing in the basket of deplorables for me. So I don't feel no kind of way about either one of them.
Yeah,
Just
I tune in every now and then to Funky. His energy can be a lot, and I have to admit I have to take him in doses. Like, I like when he talks his political stuff, I can get in it sometime, but again, because it's a mixed bag of nuts, you don't know when you're gonna get someone who's even and level headed, or when you're gonna get these kind of rants. It, I don't. I'm just someone. Right now, if I know your temperament, I choose to deal with it, or I don't choose to deal with it. And if you're, for me, I have to do micro doses with Funky. Like, I can follow his Instagram. I can follow him on Instagram. But a live 1 hour show, 4 nights out the week, I cannot do it. I absolutely cannot.
well, I listen. Whatever happens after this, you earned it. You earned
Interesting.
this one. You earned this one,
Oh,
sir.
absolutely. Absolutely. And it's very sad because he's worked very hard, just going back from that tumultuous time again when he had boundary issues, allowing his habits to take over his life and put him in a spiral where he had eviction after eviction after eviction after eviction that led him back to his aunt's basement in Miami, to where he has a condo on waterfront property in Miami, to go back to Atlanta, and what it seemed like, what I don't know, could possibly be a part 2 spiral. This is scary. And it's like,
What's so interesting is, and I'll leave it at this. What's so interesting is there are a lot of people, those of us who come out of Miami, right, born and raised. But I always say you could take somebody out of Miami, but you can't take the Miami out of them. This, what you see here, is par for the course for a Miami. This is, and you went to school with Miami people, little baby. This is the norm. This is run of the mill. This is run of the fucking mill. Okay, inappropriate. Go way too far. Never know when to stop. Never know when enough is enough. You say, Oh, you went too far, and they gonna say, "Oh, watch this. Let me go
Oh
further."
shit, yeah.
That's how we are. That's how we. Everything is hard, hard, hard. We're hard in Miami. Like I'm not gonna lie. I get accused of
Yeah,
that.
we're in hell, but bitch, I'm just scraping the surface. It's more hell to dig up.
Hmm. So for all of that, I am intelligent and I'm enlightened and I'm growing and baby, you still gut up Miami trash.
And can
Just
I
have a larger
also say
platform
this?
now.
Because I was seeing this with other people, and they're saying that he has mommy issues. I could tell you that whole circle, from him to Tasha to Mushel to Dr. Heavenly and to a plethora of other people, all those people have mommy issues. Every last one of them. No lie. So that in itself is something that's a whole nother thing to explore, of how all this ball of mommy issue energy has attracted itself, and we're seeing this chaotic ball of infighting.
Mm.
All of them have it in some way, shape, fashion, or form.
Well, all I got to say to the two of them is go with God. I have nothing else for you people. Go with God.
I'm gonna drop down. I got some work to do.
Thank you, ma'am. In our next story, Lizzo has been tapped to play Rosetta Tharpe. Famed musician Rosetta Tharpe. Uh, um, it's supposed to be her first leading role. Now Rosetta Tharpe, for those who don't know her, many people call her the godmother of rock and roll, but Rosetta Tharpe did the blues, she did rock and roll, she did gospel even. She was a pioneer. She was, a lesbian. Many people at the time say she was fluid because she had many husbands, but the people say she was a lesbian that just happened to have some husbands because of the times. But I mean, shout out to Lizzo. Rosetta Tharpe is a pioneer in music history. So I hope you do well. Go get an acting coach or something like that. Make sure don't fuck this up, okay? In other news, Meek Mill is in the news. So apparently, Meek Mill was allegedly held hostage by the LA Crips and had to be bailed out by Rick Ross for $50,000. Child. Now y'all know Meek Mills claims that he's a crip and everything, and he said that he had to get bailed out. They had a $50,000 ransom on his head that Rick Ross had to pay up in cash. I don't know. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't know. I don't care. I don't even like. Why didn't they keep his ass? I'm just saying. Rick Ross, in all of the failed things that you've done in your life. All right, let's go. Good night, my love. In all of the failed things that you've done in your life, Rick Ross, paying the ransom for this whack job is right up there. Right up there. Rick Ross. We deserve better. We deserve much better, Rick Ross. Do better. Do better. Do Jesus and do him well. Um, and in our last story of the day, praise you, sweet 7 pound, 3 ounce baby Jesus. Trey Songz is in the news. So he had a situation while he was on stage sounded like 3 Billy Goats gruff. Let me play the video. Hold on. Here's the video.
It's one thing you cannot do, and that is fuck with me. Find you on safety tomorrow.
Now, rumor has it that was Trey from the night before, because Trey said you shitted on his dick and he needed some answers. And so that's why he came up there, because he needed to get some answers as to why you was shitting on his dick when you was throwing it back on him. I heard that's what happened, Trey Songz. I'm just saying, you can't be getting mad. You need to clean that box. They say Trey came up on stage, said, "Mama, you shitted on my dick, and I need some motherfucking answers." And now you up there trying to throw up your set and shit. Baby, you should have used that energy to clean your box, and then Trey would have been looking for you. If you know you getting your wound plunged, baby, you need to go take care of that. I'm just saying. Child. Because the people say you are a legendary bottom. The people say you are a legendary bottom. They say you a big dick bottom too. You know, Trey Songz got a little piece of meat on him. They say you a legendary big dick bottom, bitch. I ain't got nothing to do with. I don't. Mr. Songz. I don't have nothing to do with it. They make pills that you can take that'll help with that. You know, I don't know. What I do know is clean your box. Okay? Clean your box. Child. Lord. Girl. Anyway, that's the dossier for today, y'all. That's the dossier for today. Did y'all enjoy yourself? If you enjoyed yourself, put a 27 in the chat. You know, if you enjoyed yourself, or Shondo in the chat, honey. We've been over here for almost 2 hours. Well, not really, because I was kind of late. If you want to contribute to the platform, go ahead and do that here. As you know, we will be live at 8:30 tonight for Red, Blue, and Black. Me and Cam. So we will be live tonight at 8:30 for Red, Blue, and Black. So make sure you bring yourself around. We're gonna talk about all of the big stories of the day. And make sure that you are informed. Hey, it's always sunny. But yes, contributing to the platform makes sure that independent media and people that actually bring you real stories that really can help you and yours stay, you know, with the lights on. You know, we got to keep the lights on around here. So please consider contributing to the platform. Shout out to all of the members. Shout out to the members. We're going down to the members only Discord and have some fun over there. If you are a member and you do not have access to the members only chat via Discord, please let me know and we can try to get you up in there. As I always say, we about to get out of here, but as I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. Y'all been around here rocking with me. We have a good time. We have community over here, and we're going to continue to do that. Where the hell was Harold today? And Xavier skipping my class. Where was Harold? And Xavier. Anyway, so we about to get out of here. Like I said, I'll see y'all at 8:30. I'll see y'all at 8:30. Okay. Until then, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. Stay around there. I'm gonna send y'all over to Really Be.